gotta make this video for the big teeth trolls, man. Hey, bro, listen, calm down, bro. The bitch ain't going nowhere, bro. She gonna still be there. I don't want her.
You never expect the moment that changes everything to come out of nowhere. One minute, fame, family, and legacy seem solid. The next, secrets and betrayal cut deep, exposing fractures no one saw coming. Tonight, we dig into the storm surrounding T.I. and his son, King Harris, the explosive footage, the clash of identities, and the public heartbreak that none of them can walk back. This is more than a scandal. This is a family torn apart.
Never had a struggle. You never had 10 bands. So you done or you finished? Are you done or you finished, my brother? Tell your mother, happy Mother's Day, and stop getting on here being a f***ing mistake, you hear me? Go love on your mother and stop hating on the nigga. It's Mother's Day. This day supposed to go to your mother, you trying to give it to me. Come on, bro. I ain't your f***ing mama. I ain't your f***ing daddy. Go do that shit to your mama and your pappy. Never had a struggle. You and your people still struggling. We done made it. We done made it. I'm glad we done made it. Your people still trying to figure it out. So if I was you, I'd ask me, damn, what could I do?
Growing up in the spotlight is never easy. For King Harris, born into one of hip-hop's most powerful dynasties, life had two faces: public glamour and private silence. T.I. and Tiny built an empire, a public image of strength, success, and family unity. On television, in interviews, in red carpet appearances, they looked polished, unbreakable. But behind closed doors, the pressures were different. King was never just T.I. Badge's son to himself, he was a young man grappling with identity, expectations, and silence.
I'm telling you, boy, I ain't... You were just at Chop Cafe. Niggas kicked you out. Like, I don't know if that's what made you like, but I don't like...
From a young age, King felt the weight of impossible standards. He watched as his father's name opened doors, but also cast a long, demanding shadow. While fans praised T.I. for his boldness and influence, King often found his voice muffled. The family's focus on image, on control, sometimes left little room for vulnerability. As King grew older, whispers and rumors followed him, questions about who he really was, what he felt, who he loved. But in a world where reputation meant everything, speaking those truths felt dangerous.
I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep this shit up, his ass in prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
At its core, this story is about betrayal. Betrayal not by a stranger, but by someone who once held your trust. But here's the twist. What nobody expected was how the betrayal would be exposed. It began with the footage. A video emerged, intimate, raw, undeniable. It showed King in moments he thought were private, revealed to the world in a way he never consented to. Some say the footage was leaked by someone close, perhaps a former partner or someone who felt spurned. Others claim extortion was involved, a demand for silence, for money, for control. The origins remain hazy, but the effect was unavoidable. When the video circulated, it spread faster than any rumor. Social media lit up. Blogs, tabloids, gossip channels, they all pounced. Fans reacted, critics commented, and the Harris family's private life became public spectacle. The question on everyone's lips, is King gay? And worse, did his father already know, or was he blindsided like the rest of us? Then came the confrontation. T, known for commanding presence and hard lines, had to respond. But rather than empathy or quiet counsel, he went public, calling King out, expressing shock, shame, anger. The words, once spoken, could not be unsaid. In that moment, the line between love and disappointment blurred. What was meant to be control felt like exertion of power. What was meant as discipline felt like punishment. In interviews, in social media statements, in leaked texts, the tension escalated. T.I. spoke of legacy, of mistakes, of consequences. He questioned King's decisions. He referenced the image, the brand, and the risk of scandal. Meanwhile, King responded, sometimes angrily, sometimes with sorrow, always with a sense of being cornered. He accused his father of placing image over truth, control over care, public perception over private acceptance. As the story unfolded, alliances formed and fractured. Some fans sided with T.I., saying a father has to protect his name and his children from exploitation. Others defended King, arguing that he deserves love, acceptance, and the right to live authentically. Family members were drawn in. Tiny, often the emotionalist, was caught between husband and son, trying to mend what once seemed unbreakable. But the real drama wasn't just about the footage. It was about what it revealed, a deeper rift, built on years of unmet need, silent pain, and emotional distance. King felt isolated. He said he couldn't trust his parents with parts of himself. T.I. felt betrayed, not just by the leak, but by the notion that King hid truth for so long. Both were wounded, both were hurt, and both were public. In private, accusations flew. King alleged that T.I.'s old-school values, hypermasculinity, and fear of judgment had forced him into secrecy. He shared moments of confusion, shame, guilt. He said he longed for a parent who would listen rather than lecture. T.I., in turn, claimed heartbreak, that a father's greatest fear is losing his child to public scrutiny or being made the villain in someone else's narrative. And here's where the suspense deepened. New footage, new leaks, new voices stepped in. Friends, ex-partners, insiders whose stories compounded the damage. Some said they held evidence of text messages, confessions, bribery attempts. Others claimed to know the person who originally recorded the video or how it traveled. Every revelation felt like another blow. Every side had a version of truth, and somewhere in the middle lay King's shattered sense of safety. During a live conversation, T.I. asked King in front of witnesses to explain. King choked, pleaded, tried. The world watched. Millions waited for him to break. And break he did. Tears, rage, words he'd buried for too long. He said, "I tried to tell you, you just wouldn't listen." He said, "I'm tired of living someone else's story." He said, "I need you, but I can't live in your fear." In that moment, the drama stopped being about fame. It was about father and son, identity and acceptance. Silence and screams. The fallout was brutal. Interviews were canceled, podcast hosts demanded answers, social media debates raged. Some fans turned their backs. Others rallied behind King, offering love and validation. T.I.'s silence in some arenas spoke louder than his words in others. Meanwhile, Tiny stood in the chaos, trying to balance her roles as mother, mediator, and wife, a position that felt less choice and more burden. But the emotional cost? That's where the real damage lay. King, already vulnerable, faced heartbreak, shame, self-doubt. Every like, every comment became a wound. He questioned whether he was flawed, whether he was too much. He wondered if love would come at a price, the price of hiding, of pretending, of silence. His relationship with his parents shattered in public view. The foundation cracked beyond easy repair. T.I. was left to reckon with his image, with his values, with his failures, not as a rapper, not as a celebrity, but as a father. He wrestled with guilt and defense. Did he push too hard? Did he fail to listen? Did fame and ego blind him to what King truly needed? For the first time, a man known for strength was forced to feel weakness, to confront what he might have cost his son with pride and control. Tiny watched her family fracture and yet tried to hold the pieces together. She was torn between her son's pain and her husband's fear. She sought healing, compassion, mediation, but sometimes words weren't enough. Choices made in public amplified every crack. This scandal isn't over. The footage, the arguments, the hurt, they may recede from headlines, but the emotional scar remains. King's identity, his relationships, his future, all altered. And T.I., or any parent in that position, must live with the consequences of silence, of control, of judgment.